What is up? My name is Garrett at Yoker on Twitter, YOOGRTT. Thank you so much for tuning into the INROTATION YouTube channel. Welcome back to another album review. Today we're talking about a very, very short compilation EP album by the JACKBOYS. The fucking JACKBOYS. The JACKBOYS are back. Everyone was saying, when are the JACKBOYS gonna come back? Did the JACKBOYS break up? Nah, the JACKBOYs. The JACKBOYs are here and the JACKBOYs are here to stay, motherfuckers. No, but the JACKBOYs are officially, I guess, the name of the entire Cactus Jack Records label, which includes Travis Scott at the head, and you have Don Toliver, Sheck West, and this is just kind of like a powerhouse, nothing but bangers record, and I really, really do enjoy this thing. You know, with these type of tapes, it's usually like, hey, let's check out everybody. Let's see how it's going. But when you do that, you usually have someone who's at the forefront. You usually have someone who's kind of just like piecing this all together. And in this case, it is Travis Scott. And then in this case, it is his first time ever kind of doing something like this. So, you know, I came in with open arms. I was ready to just kind of just listen to some music. I wasn't really looking to be impressed, but here we are. I'm pretty happy with how this turned out, with the lead single even being kind of like Highest in the Room, which was released on his very own YouTube channel with a music video accompanied with it. That was heavily in CG and just kind of I think muddied down and watered down the whole message of the song. But on this, you get a remix of it, and then the rest is just, from what I'm seeing, just brand new music for us to enjoy. And when you are showing off everybody, it is kind of, it's hard to not steal the whole limelight. It is hard not to just be like, this is me and my boys. It kind of actually does feel like it's my boys and me, you know, and it is like a whole thing. The JACKBOYS are a unit. The JACKBOYS are here to just fuck everything up, and I think they do a good job of just doing this on this 7-track, very short project. Let's look at the track listing real quick. Track number 1 is Highest in the Room remix, featuring Lil Baby and Rosalia. Track number 2 is JACKBOYS by the JACKBOYS, which is kind of labeled as intro, I think, on Apple Music. It's a short little, there's no words. It's like 36 seconds of some guitar strumming. But that leads really well into track number 3, which is Gang Gang, which is, I guess, you know, they always kind of add the other people's names in it, and I would say Sheck West, so it says Sheck West and the JACKBOYS, but it's just the JACKBOYS, and Sheck West is kind of like heading the song. It could have even been that these songs were made separately and then, you know, kind of coerced to make this project together, and then going forward, yet of course Had Enough by Don Toliver featuring Offset and Quavo. Track number 5 is Out West featuring Young Thug. Track number 6 is What to Do by the JACKBOYS featuring Don Toliver. Track number 7 is Gotti by the JACKBOYS, Pop Smoke, and Travis Scott. See, you know, that's where it gets super confusing. I feel like you're just giving credits to give credits, you know, so everyone's name's just showing up. But aren't you all the JACKBOYs? Besides, you know, the Offset, Quavo, Young Thug, Pop Smoke. You know, actually, most of these songs are featuring people who aren't the JACKBOYs. So now I'm kind of going back on the whole statement of like, the JACKBOYS are back, because it's kind of just JACKBOYS and Company. Maybe they should switch that. Like, that's a whole nother name that you could run with. But I don't know. This project was really, 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 really cool, but it wasn't something that I was looking at being like, wow, I really, really need this. The Highest in the Room remix, I want to go back to that. Lil Baby and Rosalia do a great job of writing that. You know, kind of Latino style beat. The flair of it definitely kind of comes from this kind of like spicy salsa dancing flavor, if you will, and to have Rosalia come on there and also do the whole It's Lit. She did both of Travis Scott's like main ad-libs, which I thought was really, really funny. And Lil Baby's the man, so of course his vocals fit with that beat. JACKBOYS, or the intro song, track number 2, that's the only one that doesn't really have a feature, if I'm not mistaken. There's no words, it's just fine. But the rest of this is very much a compilation project where you're also having outside influences from the Migos camp, as well as, you know, Young Thug coming in, and all of it just mixes really well together, and you get a bunch of really, really good songs. Gang Gang is a good hype song with a Sheck West coming back. I love Sheck West's fucking voice, and not that he's fallen off to non-existence, but it has been an interesting road to see him have just like the biggest fucking song over a year ago, and now it's just been a kind of a quiet thing. Mudboy was a great album in my opinion. I enjoyed it, but you know, I don't think it's aged as well as maybe he would have wanted. But what he does on Gang Gang kind of really shows how good just his vocal performance is all the fucking time. and that you could give that guy like poetry and he could read it, or just like a fucking Dr. Seuss book and it would sound like the most hype motherfucking thing in the club. And that is continued. So I'm still looking out, still excited for that guy's career, and this was good showing. Had Enough by Don Toliver. That is the best song on here. That is one of the best songs of the year almost. Like, it's too soon for me to really make that statement, but I'm almost ready to do so because it's that enticing, that catchy. And Offset and Quavo, they didn't necessarily need to be on this in my opinion, but they're here and they do fine. They don't ruin the song for me, so there we are. Out West with Young Thug. That's like the most like fucking hype song in a lot of ways. I think Gang Gang really is like in your fucking face hype. Out West is a really, really good showing. Don Toliver, though, we do not need to understate Don Toliver at all. He's probably someone who I'm most looking forward to when I look at everybody who had a showing, even more so than Sheck West, even more so than another Travis Scott project. Like, Don Toliver is someone who I'm like, okay, yes, I'm in and I'm listening and I'm ready to go. The last song with Gotti, I do want to kind of say that almost sounded like a non-Travis Scott outing, if you will, but it's Pop Smoke, so that's kind of like where you get like the Caribbean style feel, I feel like. But I guess he's from Brooklyn, so maybe I'm mistaken, but I definitely got some coastal region flair in that thing, and the drums were really cool on that particular track as well. But JACKBOYS, really quick, really in your face production, all by 808 Mellow, AXL Beats, Buddha Bless, Jabs, Genius, London Sire, Mike Dean, Nick D, OZ, TM88, Vu, and Wonder Girl. Great. This project, it made me excited for Don Toliver, made me remember Sheck West and get excited for whatever he's doing. And it made me feel like Travis Scott maybe is building a pretty cool team over there with the Cactus Jack Records, and it is something that isn't unwarranting a project like this. Like, if some random fucking group of people just decided like, hey, we're doing a compilation project, I don't know how much everybody would give a fuck. It's got to be the right time, it's got to be the right people, and I feel like Cactus Jack Records has warranted that type of recognition to have a project like this. And it only being 7 tracks honestly is probably enough. So I'm with it though. I enjoyed this, and let me know in the comment section below if you have heard this track or project or multiple tracks, or is it just Gang Gang in the clubs or highest in the room, but now you have Rosalia coming through. What was your favorite part? Let me know in the comment section below. We are pushing to 500 subscribers, so if you could give me a subscription, that would be amazing. I do plenty of reviews, etc. on this channel. More content coming in 2020. Happy New Year. Follow me on Twitter at YoGert, YOOGRRTT, Instagram as well. Now Notation on those 2 platforms as well. Take care of yourselves. Thank you so much. That is all, folks.